Good morning. It has been a busy time for me the past couple weeks in the garden, and I just have neglected to pick up the camera and document it. But I'm gonna go through and try to cover everything that I've done and added. Here we have some awesome garlic coming up. It's doing incredibly well. This is the first time I planted garlic. So I'm pretty happy with this. And I went ahead and planted my onion starts that I started from seed. They are pretty small. Here are some. They're really pretty small. So, but they're doing really well. We've got red Creole onion in here, as well as sweet yellow Spanish onion. I gotta show you this because it was a surprise. It appears that we have a rose bush of some kind. I really feel like it is a rose because of the way the stems look, the round stem, and the thorn that's kind of a grayish hue. And that might be difficult to see, but so I don't think it's a blackberry or anything. And it does appear that the previous owners cut it down, you know, cut it down to its bare roots so it could have new growth. We've also got daffodils blooming. What do you think this is? Anybody who's got gardening experience? I'm thinking it's tulips. Of course, we'll find out soon. But these are coming up all over the place. So I have added this path here, connecting the driveway to the front door. I've got my logs on the left and need to add the border here on the right side too. This area all needs to be weeded and filled in with wood chips and then dirt, and then I'll go ahead and turn this into some sort of flower bed as well. This section is very shaded because of the house and because of this tree. So whatever I put here will probably be like hostas and plants that can handle quite a bit of shade. But anyway, we keep going here along the path. And we've got some new things planted in our front shade garden. Some of the daffodils you saw earlier. There are a whole bunch of them out in the woods in the backyard, so I dug those up and have been transplanting them around here and there. We've got some grass here. Oh, what was this called? Sedge grass? No, I don't think that was right. Some sort of a water shade loving grass. I can't remember. And I got a couple of those to disperse throughout this bed. That green thing behind it is a Japanese ground cover, and it also loves water and shade. Then this, what do you think? Is this mullein? I'm wondering if maybe that's mullein. And I found quite a few of these little plants out by the tree, so I took one and placed it over here. More grass and more of the daffodils. Now you can't see, but I've buried bulbs of different sorts throughout the bed. I had, let's see, I had some Astilba, I had Coleus, Bleeding Hearts, I think that was it. for now. We got a fern. He doesn't look so hot, but there's 50-50 chance, I think, of it coming back to life. I got it on sale for like $3, so it's worth the experiment. What else? Got a little spruce, which will get bushier and kind of spread out laterally. Some of these I can't remember, but this back here, a little shrub, it's gonna get pretty big. We got a hydrangea, which again, if you can imagine like the hydrangea at its full size, I want it to get real bushy and fill up this whole back corner. So that's kind of my long-term visual plan for it. You know, this is going to be filled with hydrangea in the corner, and then this shrub is gonna sort of taper down from the hydrangea. Then he'll gradually have sort of medium height plants like ferns and hostas and stuff, and then out here in the very front edge we can plant like some annual flowers and some ground covers like thyme and alyssum, things like that. Now over here, another shrub. I got all these shrubs for the most part on sale for like between $3 to $8. A lot of stuff was on clearance because you know, the end of winter shrubs tend to not look so nice, but that's fine with me. I know they'll come back. I'm doing a tour.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
What happened there?
Click it or ticket, I guess.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
Did you say click it or ticket?
Yeah. The camera clicked. Okay, bye. This here, oh, it's a little hard to see with the wood chips in the background, but this has got a real pretty dark leaf, and it will get a lot bigger, fill in that corner. A little tree, cedary tree back there, and that will get pretty tall. So imagine that's going to come up and fill in that corner and kind of provide some structure to that area. Another grass. This bush, oh, I just love this. It's another kind of evergreeny look, but it has these flat sort of, I don't know what they're called. And obviously it's got that yellow tinge to it. I'm really going for like a white, green, and yellow color scheme out here. Now again, there are bulbs planted all over that will come up in due time. This was another purple-leaved type shrub that I've taken a chance on, whether it's alive or not. I think it is. I think it probably will come back. And then this is a boxwood, and I just really love the look of it with the green and the yellow accents. Here we have a daffodil getting ready to pop open. Look at that. Okay, now out in my raised beds, I actually have direct sown some things and transplanted some things. We've got my leeks that have been transplanted. They're fine. They're doing great, I guess. I mean, it's hard to say at this point. They've only been in the ground for a few days. Clearly we had a frost last night, so I mean, I feel pretty confident that it'll be all right, but who knows. And then I direct sowed some things like white icicle radishes here, turnips in this corner. We've got Scarlet Nancy's carrots in this middle bed, as well as Golden Detroit beets, and solo beets will be in this corner. I use the same method of sowing seeds for all those, all the root vegetables, because the seeds are pretty small for all those things I just mentioned. So what I did was I took a couple handfuls of soil from the beds, put it in a small flower pot, and then put the amount of seeds I wanted for whatever variety I was using into the dirt. I mixed it up really thoroughly so that the seeds were as evenly dispersed as possible. Then I just took handfuls of it and evenly distributed it on top of the beds. And what that does is just spreads them out fairly evenly and provides a thin layer of soil on top of the seeds too. We did have an enormous rainstorm come through pretty soon after I direct sowed, so it's a possibility that the seeds were unearthed somewhat and they, you know, might have been washed into clumps or whatever. So we'll just have to wait and see how good germination is and where the seeds actually ended up in the beds. I can go ahead and, you know, thin the seeds out when they come up, or gently remove them and then put them in a different location. So now, I don't think I've showed you this. This is our cold frame that we built. Matt and I designed it, and we decided to use a wood frame, to build our own wood frame, and to use this corrugated plastic for the, you know, like the faux glass part. And my dad came over and helped us put this together because we were struggling with the with putting the corrugated plastic on, just because it is corrugated. Like, it was a little complicated for us. But we use these little staples with just a little staple gun, craft staple gun, to secure that plastic onto the wood, and that worked real well. This thing has really saved my butt the past couple weeks. You know, I've left stuff out here. When it snowed for a week, I had left a plant in there just to see what would happen, and after the snow had melted, I opened it up and there was still lots of green growth on that plant. And so I definitely know that this thing does keep the temperature warmer inside, and at the very least it keeps the frost off of the plants, which is a real benefit if you have cold hardy plants that you know, a frost could make it or break it for them, basically. So what I've got in here right now are more onions. This is my backup onion supply. What I did was I teased out the onions from the where they were growing in clumps, and I put them in their own little pots. So this is kind of an intermediate step. I've got two experiments going on. One is this way, where I, you know, repot them, and then eventually when these get quite a bit bigger, I will put them into the garden bed. The other experiment is where I just took the onions of this size and put them directly in the garden, and we'll see which does better, or if, you know, they each do about the same. And so that'll give me an idea of, I guess, what the onions can tolerate and how many steps I really need to put in to give them what they need. Here I've got some lettuce mix. This is going to be kohlrabi, which will be transplanted to the beds. This is arugula, which is not germinated very well. May have to start over. There's fantail spinach, doing really well. The endive didn't have great germination, so we may scatter some more seeds there. In the back, what I did was I repotted the seedlings that were under the lights inside. So we have, what is this one? Cauliflower in the white pots. And those pots I made using the same paper pot method, but I used the bottom of a wine bottle because it has like the perfect size diameter, and it has an indentation at the bottom where you can stuff the edges of the paper. I've also got cilantro, jade cross Brussels sprouts, some Italian parsley. These are cabbages, Chinese cabbages, and some more of the same over there. Almost forgot to show you the kales. This is another experiment. I'm keeping some kale in the paper pots for longer, and then these I went ahead and planted in the bed to see, you know, if they'll do well without that intermediate step. Since I put them in, we've had rain, we've had some frost. They haven't, I would say they haven't grown much in that time period, but they also don't look like they're dying. So maybe they'll continue to grow at a slow pace. Maybe I stunted them by putting them out here and sort of shocking them with the weather. That's why I have backups in the little paper pots. And also, kale, it's not that hard to grow. If these don't work out, I still have plenty of time to direct sow or start more inside, so it's not a big deal. I am really hoping to document these things a little bit more consistently. This is kind of important for me to document what I'm doing, what me and Matt are doing, because this is a special journey and special passion for me, at least, to have this property and to be able to do what I want on it and make it beautiful, grow things. That's really special to me. And I have done a bad job in the past of keeping track of memories, like taking photos and videos, especially, you know, when I left home and went to college. I had great memories, but more and more of them fade, and I wish I had taken more photos. I wish I had done a little more work to keep track of that happy time in my life. So this is a happy time in a new way, a very happy time, and I want to keep track of all that's going down, and we can look at it in future years, future months, future years, and be really proud of ourselves for the amount of work we got done and what we were able to accomplish. And so that's why I'm trying to do a better job of documenting this stuff for us, I mean for me, as much as anybody else. And I hope you guys enjoy watching it as well. I also want to show you where we're at with the chicken coop. This is an existing building in the backyard, which was built for dogs originally, but we will turn it into a chicken coop. So our idea is to build these little ladders as roosting bars. I'll show you. We did this one. So they're about 15 inches spaced apart. That'll provide each chicken with at least one roosting bar. And we're thinking about putting another ladder on the other side too. But also we need to figure out where the nesting boxes will go. And I'm liking the idea of maybe putting some right here in this corner where it's nice and dark and safe. Maybe there as well. And that's where we'll try to train our chickens to lay their eggs, right in the nest boxes. There are these little holes that go out to the fenced in outdoor area. The fence is nice and high already, which is great for keeping your chickens in. The floor is concrete, so we will probably put down wood chips and straw and things like that, so the little chicken feet don't get all banged up. And we may also put some sort of a fabric netting over the top of this just to keep birds of prey out and stuff like that. That old shed over here with all the garbage laying in the yard, that's we were in the process of cleaning it out. We're trying to repair the floor, repair the roof, at least patch it up. I mean, it doesn't have to be great, but it will become the rabbit colony. This will be fenced in. We'll fence in about 100 square feet here, which is not that much really. They don't need a lot. This is inside the shed. We already kind of fixed up the wall there, and we'll need to repair this hole in the floor. It's got a lot of work to do before it is rabbit ready. You can see the ceiling's not so good. You're probably thinking that the rabbits are just gonna burrow out. And they very well might, but we have some plans to keep that from happening. We will put down some mesh around the edges and bury that, and then in the center we'll put a big pile of dirt, which should encourage them to burrow in that mound rather than trying to burrow out from under the fence. Okay, I think that's about all the updates for today. Thanks for watching and being encouraging to us in our new little lifestyle. So hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye for now.